Hello folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to see how to create a deployment and how to expose and attaching the application data with that deployment and expose that data externally with the help of route. Okay, so for this we know the deployment and exposing services and routes. So we'll see how to map the application data with the deployment, right? So there is a two-way of approaches. One is config map and secret. So this both are slightly having some difference, but not much. It's the way of approach with the data with the deployment is the same. So mostly there is a two category. With one is environmental variable. We will mount the or we will pass the data config map or secret, whatever. We will pass the data with the environmental variable or we will mount that with the pod, right, as a name. So this is the environmental variable we will mount like this with the pod, or we will use as a volume, right? We will mount as a data into the pod. Okay, these are the two ways. One is volume mount and environmental variable, right? These are the two ways to approach in the application. Okay, right? In secrets also similar. Config maps will pass the data as a raw input, right? But in secrets it will be encrypted. That's it. So it will be simply both are same, but this is an encrypted. So far they are calling that as a secret, right? We'll see a overview. So once application web developed application got created and it built and it have deployed as a deployment in the cluster, and now they want to mount some particular customized parameters to the application like model photos or whatever, certain format and data, and they want to use the config maps to mount them, right? So some customized data, configured data separately from the application code, right? So that is the major concept, okay, motto of the config map. That's it. And we will use as a volume or environmental variable and we will inject that, right? And now secret also are similar to config map but are especially intended to hold confidential data. For example, once a cluster is created, we want to access the dashboard or some another. For in OpenShift also they want to access the CLI, they used to fetch the token, right? Those tokens will saved as a secrets, right? For service account will be there, and dashboard service account will be there, or console service account. Those token will stored as a secret, right? And secret is a main thing, like it's a mostly used often config maps, uh, because there is a types of secrets for Docker also config secrets they are using, and for registry to log in to the private registry they should use the credentials, right? See, use of secrets. Okay, so how we can use it? Okay, set environmental variable for the container, provide a credential such as SSH key or password to the pods, right? Or allow the kubelet to pull container image from private registry. Okay, for to access the private registry they require a secret, like they require credentials, my bad. Okay, those credential will pass as a secret inside, right? So go through this document and we'll get huge idea, because they elaborated us easily, uh, that much easily we can easily understand also, right? See, they have mounted as a volume the container. Okay, So once they created with the command, see, they will use kubelet create secret generic, right? It's a name, secret name. So there is a types of secrets: generic, TLS, and authentication for SSH authentication, TLS secrets, and a few other, right? So in the way we will create, okay, Docker registry. For Docker registry, the creating in this way. So once we got created like this, kubelet create or OC create secret, whatever type, after creating that, those will run, right? Whereas so those will run in the cluster. So this is the TLS secret, how they creating for the certificates. Okay. So once we fetch that, we can see the secrets OC get like this. Kubelet get secret or whatever, we can see like this. What type is there, we can see, right? And we can take this name. Once we got created that, and we will take the name and we can mount that in the pod. So where, for example, so these are the secret YAML files. Somewhere they got mounted. See, this is for Docker. Okay, similar in the container. Okay, they used a command way, right? So similar volume mount, the secret name, and read only, right? Oh, they can able to read the secrets only, nothing, they can't edit anything. And the mount path, etcd secret volume, there the secret will mount, right? In the way it will be used. So similar config maps. Once we got created config map as a YAML, OC create the config map .yaml. So we can apply that. So only so here they injected as an environmental variable from the name config map key reference name. So this got created. See, this is the name, and they pulling that secret into this pod, right, with the environmental variable, right? So using, see, once they got created, and they will mount with the name my config map, and with inside the pod which directory it want to mount, so it will mount there, right? Okay, now we're gonna see so in OpenShift creating config maps are very easy. We don't want to use much CLI commands. Okay, so and even though I like that, because every time we running commands, it's like a hell job, right? Okay, now we go for the exercise. Okay, now we will deploy a deployment, and we will scale them with the replica, and we will expose the services. Like we're gonna create a web server, and we're gonna expose that also with the services, and we'll mount with the config map. Okay. Okay. So now we go for the home project. We will use the default project, right? And workloads, go for the deployment, and we will create a deployment. So we'll go for the front view, right? I'll give the web config. Okay, now we're not gonna inject anything, so we will do it. So this is httpd, right? We'll create it. So how many? It's scaling to 3 parts. containers are creating right now. Okay, we'll go default and we can see here one deployment 6 watts. Why? Evicted. Reduce one part. Okay, scaling to 2 events. Okay, let it be creating. Okay, let me explain. So these are the configurations I did test. Okay, so we seen config map, right, used to mount the customized data or confidential data to the application. Types, how we can pass them. So two ways, majorly using as a environment variable or volume mount. Right. So environmental variable, there is a limit. So why they using a volume mount? In the sense, they in config map there is a limit, right? A config map is not designed to hold large clunches of data. The data stored in a config map cannot exceed 1 MB, right? If more than that, we can't pass them, right? So in that aspect, if we want to store much data or larger the limit, so we should use as a volume mount, like mounting as a volume inside the pod. Okay, right. Okay, similar secret SEC. Similar like config map but encrypted. That's it. So those also will pass as a environmental variable or volume mount, and there is a several types: generic to generated token or TLS or Docker registry to create that. So those types of secrets are there, right? These are the concepts. So please go through that kubernetes.io. We'll get a lot of details. Okay, we'll go for the lesson. So these are evicted. Deployment, 2 bots. So right now those are running. Project default workloads, so we'll keep open to that. Okay, so now the deployment have happened, we have deployed, and now we're gonna expose that services, networking services, create, and we're gonna expose those as a 8080 target port, 8080. So that application web config is the label, a name, web config hyphen svc, right? All right, we'll create this. Yeah, got created, and got the IP as well. So now we'll check. It got service, yeah, it got the services. And now we're gonna create a route right now, and we can access that. Route, create route, route considerable monkey. So web config hyphen route, and everything should be default, and we'll select the services and target port 8080 should go to 8080 TCP. Okay, we'll create. Got created. This is okay. We'll go on there and we'll check. Right here it is. It got created, and we can click this. We can access the application. Right, this page is used to test the proper operation of HTTP server. Right. So we can access the route from here or here or directly from the route side. Right, we got the default page of this HTTP server. Okay, we're gonna create right now config map, and we will mount them. Okay, storage not, build not, networking or clothes. Right, here we can see config map. We'll create the config map for the deployment. Okay, web files and the key values index.html. So that index.html I have created that it's kind of a web page. Okay, and that is the index, and this will be there, and we will inject the data also. Browse the data and we'll give the name, right, and we'll create it. So we have created the config map right now, and we want to mount that with the deployment and paths, right? So what we're gonna do, we will open the CLI. So I already have the command. Okay, OC set volume deployment, that web config, and add type config map. The config map name is web file, which I have created, and name web files volume, which gonna use to mount inside the pod, and mount path inside the pod is var slash www and html. So this is the server web page directory path. Okay, so we'll use this and we'll mount in the same directory. Okay, we have mounted, and now we will check. See, those will delete and recreate the paths. So 9 seconds, deployment 2 running for 9 seconds, deployed 5 minutes before. OCGate pod, so it's deleting and recreating, right? Watch. Just trying to recreating. Oh god. Nothing, so this cluster 100 but keep. Okay, let me troubleshoot this. Allow me a few moments, guys. I will come back. Okay, we'll see the deployments, right? So our clothes, so it's having some issue, disk pressure. So okay, it's having some disk pressure, so it's showing throwing a lot of errors. Okay, so I think two pods are running. You'll see the output. Yeah, it's reducing right now. At least it's running with check the right. Yeah, two pods are running. We'll check the output. Okay, yeah, we got the index page and click me, and this is the output, right? So this is the photo I have uploaded in the config map, and now we can access this, right? Done. And these are the errors why I'm getting. We'll troubleshoot this. So received signal to terminate, creator say insufficient, so can't able to schedule in the node. So we'll check the health of this node. Compute node, and it's running as 76 parts, memory okay, CPU okay. So file is not enough, almost it's 8. Disk pressure, see, right? This node available disk capacity is low, performance may be degraded. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to degrade decrease the paths inside. So we'll reduce the replica sets. I'm trying to reduce, but it's not allowing itself. Okay, then fine. Okay, thank you guys. Go through the documents and can get a huge idea, complete idea I meant to say. So we'll get a deep concepts, everything, right? Okay, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.